What exactly is a Morpheus? And no, guys, I am not talking about the fictional character from the movie The Matrix. There are many spirits and entities that do different jobs. In this case, a Morpheus is actually the Lord of Dreams, the son of Hypnos, Lord of Sleep. His name derives from the same root as Metamorphasis. The drug morphine was actually named in his honor. Morpheus is petitioned for anything having to do with the dream process. He can protect against frightening dreams, but is also invoked for prophetic or more frequent dreams. In Greek mythology, Morpheus was the leader of the Onri, the personified spirits of dreams. He was a messenger of the gods who appeared in the dreams of kings in human form. Morpheus was actually probably equated with the unnamed dream spirit sent by Zeus to deliver a message to all the kings. Known as both the son of sleep and the god of dreams, the name signifies the fashioner or molder because he shaped or formed the dreams which appeared to the sleeper. If you are ever having any very vivid dreams or familiar dreams, or deja vu dreams, just know that that is Morpheus doing his job as the son of sleep or the god of dreams, as he is literally molding and putting together this dream for you. So I guess you can kind of say that Morpheus is more or less of a dream former or shaper. He is the son of Somnus and appeared in dreams in human form only. From the medieval period, the name began to stand more generally for the god of dreams or of sleep. Now let's take a look at the fact that the drug morphine was actually named or derived from Morpheus. As you all know, when you are given morphine, your body and your mind become a very delicate state. You're very groggy, you're very drowsy, and most of the time you just fall asleep. So that is when Morpheus comes in and begins to control or morph or form your dreams, different dream states, and the way they look, the way they play out, all of that is created by Morpheus. So it would make sense that they would name the drug morphine after Morpheus, since that's exactly what it does. It makes you very sleepy, very tired, and then again, once you fall into sleep, Morpheus comes in, takes over, and forms those dreams for you. So as we all know, the mythology of ancient Greece contained many minor gods and goddesses, but most of them consisted of daemons, the personifications of various concepts, emotions, and ideas. Most of these spirits can be recognized by modern readers because, although they were minor gods, the words that gave them their names have been handed down to us from Greek. Harmonia was the personification of harmony, fem was fame, and mania was frenzy. And of course, one of these was Morpheus. But he was one of the rare personifications whose names did not match what he's commonly associated with. While morph was the word for formation, he was a spirit associated with mostly dreams. However, Morpheus was not the only god of dreams in ancient Greece. He was one of the 1,000 spirits who carried visions, both true and false, to men as they slept. And yes, guys, I did say men only because back then, believe it or not, it was only believed that men had capabilities of dreaming, not women. How strange is that? However, though, how Morpheus got his name is not a mystery at all. One word from ancient literature clearly describes the daemon and his abilities. What is a mystery, however, is whether Morpheus was a Greek deity at all. Morpheus was the leader of the Ornero and personification of dreams. Their father was Hypnos, the personified spirit of sleep. Hypnos' mother was Nyx, the primordial goddess of the night. And his brother was Thanatos, the personification of death. Hypnos had 1,000 children, guys. The Ornero were dark-winged spirits who flew forth every night to bring both true and false dreams to mankind. The personified dreams were among many such spirits in the Greek pantheon. While the major gods of Olympus are unique and often complex characters, the more numerous personified spirits made up the majority of the Greek deities. They represented nearly everything in the world and human experiences, including ideals, vices, physical attributes, and emotions. Most of these beings, called daemons or daimons, however you choose to say it, by the Greeks, shared their names with the noun they personified. Oneros was the Greek word for dream. Actually, some of these daemons became prominent characters in mythology. Eros, for example, was the personification of love. Most, however, were minor characters who were rarely mentioned, as was the case of Onero. Many of the thousands were not even given individual names. The daemons, by and large, had a few individual traits and were not well-defined characters in the myth. They were inseparable from the idea they represented, and it was their only function. Morpheus was one of the few exceptions to this and was the member of the Oniro, given the most individualization. This is because he possessed a particular skill that, when used correctly, could be valuable to the gods. So how did the evolution of Morpheus come about? Well, Morpheus was distinguished among his brethren for his ability to imitate human form. He was able to not only duplicate the physical form of a person, but also their mannerisms and their voice. His name referenced this ability. Morpheus is generally translated as quote-unquote fashioner. It comes from the word morph, to quote-unquote shape, which is the root of English words like morph and metamorphosis. This evolution actually continues to this day. The most famous continuation of Morpheus as a character has occurred in comic books. Neil Gaiman's award-winning Sandman series features Morpheus as the central character. Gaiman's Morpheus draws on the later conception of him as the master of all dreams. In the comics, he is one of the endless 7 personifications of primordial eternal forces of nature. Morpheus, or Dream as he's often called in the books, rules over the dreaming, the realm from which all dreams and nightmares come. The character draws not only from the Oneros of Greek mythology, but also from the original meaning of the name, while often appealing as a tall, gaunt, dressed in black. He morphs his form at times to suit the time and places he appears in. And again, guys, this character influenced another by the same name. Morpheus is one of the central characters in the Matrix film trilogy. Bringing the idea of dreaming is to put into a science fiction setting. As the spirit of dreams, Morpheus has captured the imagination of writers for millennia. He's represented a state of imagination, while Morpheus has entered the popular imagination as a god of the Greek world. However, it remains unclear whether the Greeks had any concept of him at all, only being named in one source from Rome. There is no evidence that the Greeks recognized Morpheus as a character. It is just as likely that he came from Ovid's vivid imagination, and the Greeks gave no name to the many spirits that visited their sleep. In many ways, the unclear origins and changing functions of Morpheus are very much in keeping with the way Greek mythology grew and developed. The stories were not static. They changed over time, with characters and settings gradually shifting to meet the ideas and customers of different times and places. Like many of the more well-documented gods and goddesses, the character of Morpheus has undergone a radical evolution since his first mention in mythology. From an anonymous spirit, he has grown into the Lord of Dreams, the Master of the Realm, and a futuristic hero.